10 seconds ago in my case.
Nah, it's fine. I don't care. So, shit, it's been a weird day. Anyway, so I went and discovered that the fairy mounds had a lot of spawners in them. So I'm also getting a lag spike about every 5 seconds.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, my computer's been doing that a lot recently. I haven't been able to stop it. So anyway, there is a tool called the Dolly. It allows you to pick up spawners. Now, it gives you some pretty major status or conditions when you are carrying one in your inventory.
Like what?
Slow speed, and you can't really jump.
Huh. Also, why is there a horizontal sign over this chest?
Because you can no longer place signs on top of chests and just make them easily visible.
Interesting.
So you can't place a sign on a stick, so you have to do it like this.
Uh-huh.
So, that's
Why don't you just
it.
put the sign in front of the chest?
Because it's not at eye level, and this makes it easier.
Okay.
Alright, so...
Also, the basement seems to have gotten a little bit empty.
Oh, yeah. I made a lot of changes off camera. Because...
Do we still have an upstairs?
Oh, yeah, it's still up there. I'm preserving our original town.
Uh.
But, either way, I collected those, and I'm working because we need a wither.
Nobody needs a wither.
So, let me check to make sure I'm not still in creative. No. That's mining fatigue 2 and slowness 2.
Uh-huh.
So now I'm going to be going into the nether, and,
Because bad decisions.
well, I've got to put the spawner in the nether, because there's no way to fight wither skeletons otherwise.
That reminds me, where did I put my fire suit?
I don't know. Oh, crap, I need to turn that, I need to turn the reactors, or one of the reactors back on.
That's fine.
Well, it's mostly because I need, to have the grinder that I built specifically for this situation, which is not at all fancy in any way, shape, or form. Oh, that one was on. Good. Anyway, I need that to be powered up. So, anyway, everything should be going well now. So I'm going to head into the nether, and if you want to come see the mess I've made...
Don't forget your suit.
I'm not worried about that. I've got a jetpack, a solar panel hat, overalls, and flippers.
You do realize there's no sun in the nether.
Yes, well, I'm not going to really be too worried about that. So, alright. God damn it, I came out behind the portal. Where the fuck are the stairs? Ah, over here. So, this is the monstrosity I built.
Huh.
It is actually an extremely efficient farm as far as this goes. And I just need to go in the most dangerous route possible. Which
Outside?
Yep. And this jetpack is awesome. So now I need to hit this spawner right there. And now get the hell out.
Do zombie pigmen follow you around if you're carrying a carrot like real pigs do?
I don't think so.
Okay. Not that there's any around here, but I was just thinking because I was walking around with a carrot.
So, assuming we're in normal mode, which we are, this should start spawning should start spawning wither skeletons. Yes.
Sure does.
And it will kill them when they're within a few block radius as long as the grinders are powered. It takes a little bit for them to regenerate power afterwards.
James.
Hmm?
I hear bees.
Yeah, there's a beehive right above us, full of nether bees.
That seems bad.
Oh, it is. It's very bad. That's why I built this.
Okay, this is blast-resistant glass, right?
Yes.
Don't you think we should destroy that beehive?
Well, I mean...
with, like, bombs?
I'm thinking about that, yes. Because I don't like bees. I especially don't like demon bees. Okay, let's see. Necrotic bone. No, thank you. So anyway...
How dangerous are these bees, anyway?
Pretty goddamn dangerous, actually.
So I probably shouldn't be out here
Probably not. They're very deadly. Mostly they're a pain in the ass, but they're very deadly.
It's moving around a little bit too much for me to be comfortable thinking I could shoot it, too.
I need lightning.
Lightning?
Lightning would make it easier to destroy them. So now it's just the waiting game. While it's the waiting game, let me tell you about my day.
How long do we have to wait?
However long it takes for it to generate 3 very rare drops.
Oh, so like 5 minutes?
Yeah. So, we're sitting around doing nothing.
As you do.
When I hear a tremendous knock, like someone cop knocking on the damn door, if you know what that noise is.
Well, I don't live in Baltimore, but I've got a pretty good idea.
That's when someone is slamming on the door with, the, usually the bottom part of their hand. And we hear bam, bam, crash, tinkle, because a window is broken.
Ah, Baltimore.
Yeah, well, I go to investigate it because I are smart. And, my first instinct was I should grab a weapon. But I didn't because, in Hero. So I look out the door and there's this skinny little nerd out there.
Uh-huh.
A skinny little white boy. Just have the thought, if he's on meth, I'm pretty sure I can kick his ass.
Okay.
Because I also see that he is holding what looks like a decent-sized tree branch in his hand.
Uh-huh.
So, I go out and... what? He then starts talking. The second he starts talking to me, I realize that this child is severely autistic.
Uh-huh.
And it was one of those, okay, now this is an even more dangerous situation. Because I've dealt with a lot of autistic people, actually, because a lot of people just seem to think that taking your child to a martial arts school and leaving him in the care of instructors is the same thing as, leaving them in the care of well-trained nurses who actually know how to deal with children with that condition.
Right.
It is not, of course.
Oh, these things drop sulfur?
Yeah. So, I go out and I start talking to the kid and tell Rob to call the police.
Uh-huh.
In case he's in danger. Turns out, the kid has just been robbed and had his cell phone stolen, like a Samsung Galaxy S7.
Top of the line.
Yeah. And he was going from door to door with this tree branch to use it as a club to find the person who robbed them and beat them up.
Oh.
So, I convince him to put down the club before the police get there.
Uh-huh.
Which is very good.
Yes.
Because this is Baltimore.
Yes.
At that point, his neighbor shows up. But, well, actually, no. Let me just... Alright. The real problem with a lot of autistic people, and a lot of the trouble people have understanding is, they can get overloaded by things very easily.
Uh-huh.
Like, a lot of... trying to take in too much information at one time... causes them to get upset, confused, aggravated, sad, whatever. So, I am sitting there trying to talk to this person, and Dad and Rob decide to barge out onto the front porch, and I know they were trying to help. I do, and neither of them knew that this kid was autistic. But I am seriously sitting there going, you're thinking, you are both in the way if I have to put this kid in a fucking chokehold. So, I mean, I know they're trying to help, but I leaned over to Dad and basically told him, you need to go back in the house in case this kid fucking loses his mind. And Dad headed back in, because my dad are smart. And, so the cops are on the way. Just head into the house. If shit goes wrong, you will hear me yell. And so anyway, the kid's neighbor actually had been following him. He shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. He shows up about the time or a few minutes after the cop shows up. My mind is still kind of a mess after all this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But cop shows up. Cop is trying to talk to him. Now, I had already gotten the story out of the kid because I knew how to talk to him and get the information out of him. It was just a matter of getting things one step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Mighty Skeleton was ground to bits. Oh, it dropped uncommon treasure. That's neat. Here. The thing on the floor. Pick it up and use it.
Gold coins.
Yes, it will give you random valuable items.
An apprentice ring of Ignis.
Yes.
And a gold ingot.
But, so anyway, the cop shows up. The cop is trying to get information out of him. It's not going well. And I asked the kid just straight out, like, all right, now, young man, I need you to tell me if, I want you to be honest with me, and I'm not going to hold it against you. Are you autistic? Because the cop needs to understand that because they don't know, and he just sees this kid acting like a crackhead.
Uh-huh.
To be perfectly honest. And without even batting an eyelash, the kid goes, yes, very.
Okay.
And the cop went, oh, and just nodded to me, hey, we got a wither skull. 1.
That's an odd thing for the cop to say.
No, but the cop just goes, oh. So anyway, then the neighbor shows up to get things in the right order. And he was actually going to take the kid back to his father, but I'm like, no, he broke the fucking window. And I need to speak to his father about it. So I speak, I don't know when I turned into an adult, but it was startling for me because, I was like, he broke my window and I'd like to have it repaired. And the kid, it was an accident. And I went, well, yes, it was an accident. And just because I'm not mad doesn't mean, you didn't do it on purpose doesn't mean that it didn't still happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized exactly how adult that statement was, and it felt really fucking weird to say it. I then proceeded to sit there and calmly try and talk to him about Pokemon until his father arrived. I talked to his father, who's, by all accounts, a really nice guy. Mm-hmm. And, he was just, to be perfectly honest, he was upset. I think his wife talked him into giving a cell phone to the kid and letting him wander around the neighborhood by himself. So he was kind of upset, and, he was calling her going, I told you it was a mistake. And I talked to him, I was like, it's not going to cost much. Thank you, it's like a 6x6 window pane.
Uh-huh.
It's not going to be hard to replace. But, yeah, it was just, I was like, I just like a replacement, and, I did not tell the police officer, and I made sure the kid stayed quiet about the fact that he was going from door to door. Wither skull number 2.
Good.
I made sure that the kid stayed quiet about the fact that he was going door to door trying to beat the shit out of people.
Yeah, that's probably, for the best.
Especially because the whole description the kid was able to give was a black kid, a teenager, or it was a black teenager whose face he didn't see.
Uh-huh.
And, you are not going to... No. I live in this neighborhood, no. You are not going to be doing that, thank you. There are lots and lots of black teenagers around, and I understand you're upset, but that doesn't mean you can start hitting them with sticks. But, I did mention I actually emailed his father later, because he gave me his contact information. It was like, this is what your son was doing. And he basically said, oh God, thank you for not telling the police that.
Yeah.
It's Baltimore City.
Yep.
And, he's a nice guy. We might not even charge him for the window replacement because we have so much spare glass and shit around.
Why?
Because replacing it would literally cost nothing to us.
No, I mean, why do you have...
In case we have to, or for other times we have had to fix glass. You get it in sheets that are larger than you need every time you buy it. I think there is no way to buy it that is not in some sort of abnormal size. It's 4 times larger than is actually necessary.
Uh-huh.
But we might not even charge the guy just because he was a mess. Nice guy, though. I mean, look at that. But oh man, it was just when Rob and Dad headed outside, and Rob was standing right within, between me and the thing, or the person I might have to punch in the throat.
Uh-huh.
And within branch swinging distance of the person I might have to punch in the throat.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Because, you know, I'd feel really bad for about 3 seconds if I had to punch this fairly autistic kid in the throat.
Yeah.
And I would feel really bad for the 3 seconds after it before I jumped on him and began choking him out.
Okay.
Because that is exactly what well, no. I mean, I've seen my martial arts teachers who actually were trained for dealing with, like, a couple of my teachers were registered nurses, and I have straight up seen them have to choke out autistic children when they got badly out of hand and dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was my day. It's gonna be a nice, relaxing day. Angel had off of work because she, you know, was gonna, or because it rained so much, no site was doing any fucking work. I was gonna sit there, I was gonna relax, I was gonna have a nice time, and nope.
Nope.
Don't know why I decided to break one of these glasses, but I did. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's because you can't see some drops through glass, so I wanted to see them. I don't think you can see. I know you can't see names through glass.
Let's see, I need somewhere to set off an explosion.
Sickly skeleton.
Okay.
Good job, common treasure, too. That's kind of neat. Give me gold. And ender pearls, probably. That's neat. This potion of swiftness it gave me actually has an exchange value.
I think potions are, you know, exchangeable.
I'd love to get one of night vision.
Yeah, well, get one, put it in the table, and then have all the ones you want.
Yeah. That was just... That was enough excitement for me for the next year and a half.
That's fine, that's fine.
I like boring.
Boring is good.
But I warned Rob. It's like, okay, understand. There's a pretty good chance we're going to see that kid again. Like, why? I'm like, because he is, you know, autistic. I didn't treat him like he was a lunatic or a freak, and I talked to him about Pokemon while he is waiting.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh. Well, yeah, treat someone with common courtesy and they'll want to be your friend, I guess? But...
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, that was just... And if he comes back, it'll be well, you know... God, I don't know why the hell I kept referring to him as young man because I am 20 years older than him. I see you blew up,
Yep, I blew up.
NASA. Give me one more fucking skull, guys. Come on.
Yes, because I'm going to start messing with pneumatic craft, and you need exploded iron, basically.
Yeah.
Actually, you need imploded iron, I guess, if you want to get technical about it. Because you need the explosion to pressurize it or something.
Yeah.
Compress it.
Come on, you bastards. No energy value on splash potion of slowness. Interesting.
Which one had the energy value?
Potion of swiftness.
But the splash potion doesn't.
Well, the slash potion of swiftness and the splash potion of dead Canadians.
Well, that's why I'm asking. Which one actually had the exchange value?
The swiftness, which is by far the most useful one, so I'm not upset. It's a shame the goddamn weather skulls don't have an exchange value.
Although that doesn't necessarily mean we can't. I mean, we could still try putting them in the thing.
Well, when I get a third one.
Either that or bring back the second one, and
well,
because if it doesn't register it, it won't consume it, and if it does, you don't have to wait for any extras.
I suppose.
Okay, now time to look up recipes.
I want to leave that though, because I don't want to leave because the spawner actually seems to be up to speed.